Hello and welcome to Miniature Adventures. I'm Wibbly, and this week I just want to talk about time and how to find more of it. Now, I've done a lot of videos over the last couple of years on productivity, time management, managing your desk, organising your room, all that sort of thing, and despite all of that, I do occasionally have those times when I just feel overwhelmed with the amount that I'm self-imposing on myself, whether it be videos, research for certain projects, getting on with painting for things like the painting challenge at the moment and so on. And it definitely feels I'm in that time period to the beginning of the year when I seem to be just overwhelmed with stuff that I've got. Now, as I've mentioned before, I do tend to set myself some longer term goals, and I try not to stress if I can't do it on a particular day, but I know I'm working towards a particular goal with a vague outline of when I want it done by. And that's a great way to proceed because it's a lot less stressful doing it that way. But I am having that situation where time just doesn't seem to be going fast enough. In fact, if anything, time seems to have been playing funny games with me lately, because it's, as Doctor Who, one of the best quotes from a Doctor Who is, time is a bit timey-wimey, wibbly wobbly at the moment. So during the Christmas period I had some time off of work, I had a lot of time for painting, and I got a lot done. I've gone back to work and everything has changed instantly, so that the week's gone and I don't seem to have achieved anything. And I'm sure a lot of you will have a similar situation where you'll find that real life intervenes, and before you know it, week, 2 weeks or more has passed and you've not been able to do anything with your hobby. So really today's video is less imparting some advice and wisdom, because I don't have any, more of a intervention with myself to tell myself to buck my ideas up. And what I basically want to do is I'm going to be sort of like taking a deep breath and a reset. I know I've got some jobs that I want to do, and there's a couple of projects that I've been working on for ages and I just haven't got on with them, and I'm trying to finish them off. And so I'm trying to be a little bit more disciplined about the time that I use. And I've considered myself to be a fairly disciplined person when it comes to my time management, particularly of an evenings. I can't spend my entire evening up here. I do have a partner, and she would like to see me at anything other than mealtime. So I do try to sort of be a bit disciplined. If I come up here, I'll do an hour or 2 hours and then go down and I can sit a bit and watch TV with her, have a chat, whatever it might be. And I readily admit that I've spent a lot more time up here in recent days than I probably should have done, and still managed to achieve relatively little because I seem to have got everything that's got on top of me. And and I'm not complaining. It's just the way things are. I have always been one of these people that self-imposes a lot of projects on myself, and really ought to say I ain't got time to do that, but unfortunately I just get enthusiastic about things. So at the moment, obviously, I'm working on the painting challenge and I'm trying to get some more painting done. So I don't know if you can see that. I've been getting a lot of Wars of the Roses stuff painted. This is a tiny portion of what I need to do. It's about 1/5 of the total army, I think. I have a load more stuff on my desk, and I'm planning out and working on some more stuff for the coming weeks. Obviously, I have a timetable that I've set myself for the painting challenge, and I'm not going to get the whole Wars of the Roses project done or the Battle of Bosworth project done by the end of the painting challenge. I know that, but I don't want to rush. I want to put some effort into the basing and the flags and so on to go with these units. And although that's slowing the process down and means I won't get the whole thing finished by the end of the painting challenge, I've made my peace with that, because I like the way they look and I want to keep that standard going through. But at the same time, I'm also keep saying to myself, I need to put some more effort into getting some battle reports and so on done. And I've still got a couple of games that I videoed last year before Christmas, one of which is a bit of a stop-start project. I did the Battle of Trasimene with my 6mm Punic War stuff up here as a solo game. I did the filming for that October, I think. It might have been early November, but I think it was October, and then the project keeps stopping and starting and stopping and starting. I've got the script written and everything. I finally started getting on with that. I'm hoping that within the next week or so I can do the final touches, which is basically adding some overlay music or background music to the video, and then I'm going to draw a line under it. For better or ill, I'm going to say the project's done and I'm going to publish the video, because I've been promising to do this for like 2 months. I keep saying I've got to do this project and I just ain't getting on with it. So that's one thing that I'm going to be trying to clear up so that I can get that out of the way. That's one less thing on my mind. This is the other thing, one of the things that brought this up, and apologies to anyone out there who believes in this rubbish, but my daughter just had an inset day. They returned first day back after Christmas, sixth form. They're all stressed out because they've just had a load of mock exams before Christmas, and they're gearing up towards their A-level exams, their final exams in a few months' time, and they're doing their university applications and everything, and they lost an entire day's worth of school because they were having motivation sessions and team building exercises and mindfulness meditation sessions, and frankly, if you're anything like me, what a waste of time. Because nothing makes you feel better about your workload than getting shit done, getting it off the list. You know, I don't want to sit there and contemplate the nature of my navel. I don't want to meditate. I want to get stuff off the list, and that for me is more valuable than any mindfulness rubbish. I'm sorry if I'm upsetting anyone out there, but this is a bit of a new age cobblers. I've never bought into it. I've done a couple of mindfulness training sessions at work, and I just find the whole thing ludicrous, because while I'm wasting time, I remember doing some mindfulness training once where the guy gave us all a raisin and asked us to consider the purpose of the raisin and the nature of the surface. And what a waste of time. I could have been getting stuff done and feeling less stressed and less anxious about my work levels by getting things done off my list. And that for me is the process. It's always been the way I tackle jobs, whether it's up here in the games room or at work. You know, have a very clear list of what it is that you want to do and tick them off. And as I mentioned in one of my videos a week or so ago, one of my methods is to break painting tasks down, or any other job down, into smaller portions, usually 15-minute chunks, or at the very least recognisable sections. I'm going to paint all the skin on this set of models, for instance, or I'm going to paint all the jackets, and you break that job down into chunks that you can do, and each time you do a section you go tick, I've done that bit, you know, and eventually before you know it you've got the whole job done. But also you're giving yourself a mental pat on the back for having got that section done. It's a way of motivating. So instead of being overwhelmed by the size of a task or the number of tasks, you break it down and you go, yep, done, and you tick it off. And it's good for, I find it's very good for mental health and for just being able to get to feel like you're making progress. And you know, I'm as bad as anyone else. I tend to, now and again, I do let myself get a little bit overwhelmed with things that I've got to do, and I need to take a deep breath, make a list so that I know exactly what it is I need to do, prioritise those items on that list and get on with it. Doing today's video is one of the things on my list. Getting on with the battle report that I've been trying to do for months is second on my list, and third on my list for today is to actually get a little bit of painting done. Just a little bit, you know, an hour maybe, couple of little stages of a set of models, another step towards getting the next batch of figures done for the painting challenge. So a bit of a ramble today, totally unscripted because I didn't have time to write a script. I hope that you found it interesting and maybe you agree with me about mindfulness, or maybe you disagree with me. I don't mind. I'd love to hear what you think in the comment section, as always, below. I'd love to hear your experiences of how you manage time and deal with that wibbly wobbly timey wimey effect that happens when time goes really slow at certain times and fast at others, and sometimes you're left feeling a little bit dazed because you don't know how you've got to this date and not achieved anything, or feel like there's not enough time left to get certain jobs done. So I'd love to hear from you, as always, in the comments below. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's rambling video, and if you did, please like, subscribe and share. And of course, if you want to keep up to date with my routine videos, please click the bell notification icon. So as always, look after yourself, get in as much game as you can, and of course, keep rolling high.